This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm back in Newcastle. Delighted to be joined by the Sandman, Lewis Ritson. Lewis, first and foremost, it's been a while. How you been keeping, mate?
All good, just keep plodding on this crazy world, isn't it?
Plodding on indeed. We've had the press conference today. You're back in action Saturday night. We are going to have 1,000 Geordies there after the COVID era of behind closed doors. You must be excited to be back in front of your own people in a huge fight as well.
Yeah, massive fight, and mostly just thankful to be fighting in front of the fans again. So 1,000 there. It's going to be loud, it's going to be boisterous, and just looking forward to Saturday.
How much of a dangling carrot is the fact this is an IBF final eliminator as well? It's not just any eliminator, final eliminator, knowing that you are probably one win away from a world title shot, Lewis?
Yeah, obviously it's good, but we kind of be thinking about it too much because obviously that's when the pressure starts getting in. You start thinking about it and trying too hard and stuff. So I know it'll be nice and relaxed all week. Just got to go in there the same, nice, relaxed, and let the punches flow. And hopefully we'll have a good, exciting fight on Saturday.
Came face to face with Jeremiah Ponce for the first time today. I'm sure you've had a little bit of a look at him, and your dad's had a little bit of a look as well. What do you make of him as a fighter, and what can we expect Saturday night?
Yeah, he's a bit similar to me. He's got the same sort of style. Likes to come forward, like buying the jab, throwing the body shot. So I think we're both in for a rough, tough night, and that's what we're expecting.
Now, we've seen, Central Americans and South Americans come over the last year or so and cause some upsets and come and do it early sometimes as well. How important is it to be focused and disciplined Saturday night as well, especially in the early rounds?
Definitely, yeah. Like we've seen all the South Americans come over and upset the apple cart a little bit, and he's got looking past that. I knew he was going to do something. So they've been coming over and upset the apple cart, and if you look at the records that they've had and look at the records Ponce's got, he's got the best record out of a lot of them, and he's high knockout rate. So just got to be on the game, got to be on the ball, and just focused on Saturday night.
Lewis, you've obviously built up this brilliant following up here in the northeast, and it seemed to keep growing. And then we had COVID. You were fighting Miguel Vazquez behind closed doors. We have got the fans back on Saturday night, but to go back to that, was it strange going out in front of nobody, not having the fans there?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a strange for all, wasn't it? I think all the northeast lads struggled a little bit. Usually blading races, playing the places go mad, and place raid place is playing there, and you could hear a pin drop. It wasn't great and ideal, but can't use that for an excuse because Vazquez got on with it fine, he got on with it, and he went on to do what he done, didn't he? So just life, and it's the fight you live and learn.
No, you've been quite modest in your opinion after watching back the Miguel Vazquez fight, and there was a lot of controversy around the scorecards. First thing I wanted to touch on was a lot of the abuse following that fight was actually directed at yourself. You are nothing to do with the judges' scorecards, of course. Can you tell me a bit about some of the messages and stuff like that you were getting following that fight?
Oh yeah, I got quite a lot of stick, quite a lot of abuses. I think it was over 2,000 personal DMs on the Twitter of people giving us abuse. But it's life, isn't it? That's what social media is there for, really. We're going to get stick, and we do get it. We get it off, and we get stick, and we do win. We get stick, and we lose. So just life. Took myself off for a bit, and I'm back on it now. But I'm only on it really, just sharing the odd thing off Matchroom, promoting and stuff. So apart from that, just leave it with what it is.
Miguel Vazquez, for all he is, he's tricky, he's awkward. He gave Josh Taylor a very good learning fight as well. What did you learn in that fight during those rounds with Miguel Vazquez?
Yeah, I just got stuck in the mud a bit. I didn't watch any of them beforehand. Thought he was going to come and have a go. He didn't. And I got stuck in, should I go forward, should I wait, and ended up doing nothing really. The rounds were just sailing by, and I was doing less and less. It was just a bit of experience from his half and probably a bit of inexperience from mine. So yeah, learned a lot from the fight, and a few things we'll take in this fight that I always said in the interviews before, I'll probably learn a few things off him during that fight. And I did, and I've just got to put them on board to my style and take them into fights.
Lewis, since I last seen you, because I think the last time me and you caught up was before the Vazquez fight, of course, you're not with Neil Fannin in Hartlepool anymore. You've decided to go back with your father in Forest Hall. I've seen you and Neil all week having a laugh and having a joke, so obviously still on very good terms. Is this more a family decision with a kid at home and another one on the way?
Yeah, definitely, family decision. Me and Neil get on very well. We did, I was with Neil every day for 2 years when I was in Hartlepool. You don't just break friendships and bonds like that, do you? So me and Neil have had a good laugh. Me, Martin, Tommy, we're all a big family, you know what I mean? We've all been having a good laugh all week, and obviously I've got my family back at home and just felt things needed a little bit of a change and a freshen up, and that's what I've done.
Now, with yourself, you're a father and you got another one on the way. When you have got a little one on the way as well again, does that give you an extra bit of motivation? It's something you think about, family as motivation for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I say, I've said it all week, I'm very family orientated, you know, family's my life, and yeah, it definitely gives you that little bit of, especially when I've got one that's got a Shetland and she wants another Shetland, and obviously there'll be more horses probably on the way with another little girl. I was hoping Team Blue, didn't happen that way, so at least get one in the gym, but so stuck with two girls, and you know, I've got a few sisters, so I know what it's like. I know what the stuff that they like to get up to and spend and stuff. So, yeah, it's definitely a bit of extra motivation, and just need to keep winning.
Now, I just wanted to ask you about Josh Taylor, because obviously this is an IBF final eliminator. He's got all the jewels now at 140 after beating Jose Ramirez. I spoke to you about that fight before it happened, and you said to me straight away, Josh Taylor. I think Josh Taylor wins fairly comfortably in that fight. I'm guessing you were surprised by nothing we saw when he fought Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, he probably won a little bit more comfortable than I thought he was going to be fair. Yeah, you knocked him down the first time and it sort of woke Ramirez up a little bit, and then knocked him down the second and sort of put him back asleep, didn't it? It sort of, look, I've said it many times, Josh Taylor's a very special fighter. I'm just hoping he does a decent thing, moves up a weight, leave them all vacant. If I get past Ponce there, I'll fight for the vacant one. So, you know, you get your fighters like Josh Taylor coming around every 50, 60 years, don't they? You know, like, and he's one of them. You've got Progress and Ramirez, who were the two people that were supposedly on his level are just behind him. He's beat both of them, hasn't he? So there's nothing really left from it. I mean, I'm not speaking from because I've already met him a few times, but me personally, if I was him, you know, he's done everything 140 now. He's got nothing left to prove. Go to 147 and get that big fight with Crawford and put his name in history books.
All being well, and you are now the IBF mandatory after Saturday night, and Josh Taylor does eventually decide to move up, which he sort of said he will at some point or another. Can we get St James's Park?
Yeah, well, I would love St James's Park, but I don't think you'd get that full with a vacant. I've said it a few times. I don't think you'd get full with a vacant one. I think, like, if I could win it, get a defence there, like a unification or something. But that's like, obviously, it's all right talking about you've got to do it, and it's obviously a long way off, you know, like, it's one of them, we're going to get too far ahead. I've done that a few times in the past where I have getting too far ahead of myself, and it's sort of belly all come tumbling down, hasn't it? So it's one thing I've got to keep a little bit more grounded, and yeah, we'll see. I think that St James's Park is definitely happening. I think every time I see people, when St James is happening, so everyone's still going on about it, everyone's still talking about it, but just got to keep winning, looking good in the wins, and it'll happen.
There's a lot of young North East fighters on this bill. We've got the likes of April Hunter. We've got Tommy Ward still trying to keep in world title contention. Joe Law's looking to get back to winning ways. Cyrus Pattinson as well, Northumberland boy on there. We've still got the McCormicks and the amateurs. How does it feel to be at the forefront of this growth of North East boxing? And does that come with the pressure as well, being at the pinnacle of that?
Yeah, well, I can remember when I was amateur, I was still fighting on, you know, being on the same shows and championships with all of them. So, yeah, it's good, obviously. At the minute, we're at the forefront. You know, like, if we weren't up here, the big shows wouldn't really be up here. But I think that's going to change in the next couple of years. You've got Cyrus, you've got Mark Dickinson, who's just turned over. But I know he's based himself down in London, so I don't know what's happening with him with the shows up here. Two McCormacks, Callum French. See that Berkeley lot, if that Berkeley lot all turn over and all do what they've done as amateur and have the same ambitions, the North East is going to be the hotbed for professional boxing in the UK for years to come. Everyone knows how good they all are. So, you know, Pat there, the two McCormacks just qualified for the Olympics. Medal, they'll be up here, they'll be superstars, you know, like I say, you've got Frenchie, Cyrus, Dickinson, Ben Reese, Stan Tower. There's loads of them up there that you can keep going on and on because the list's that big, isn't it? Even Tommy Hodgson, who was just turned over, he's obviously not, well, that name, but he was from Berkeley. You've got Terry Wilkinson, who's a teammate of mine, who's at 8-1-8. Got loads coming through, do you know what I mean? We just need to keep plucking away, and they need to take the chances when they come and have them big fights, and shows they'll be up here.
Just a couple more from me, Lewis, before I let you go. Just to go back to yourself quickly, we're here again, we're headlining Newcastle live on Sky Sports, we've got the fans back in as well. Have you surpassed maybe the own expectations at this point that you set yourself when you did turn over, with all the things you've done, British champion outright, and these big fights you've been involved in?
Yeah, do you know, like, when I was amateur, I was just me and my dad, you know, I just boxed with my dad because I was in EJB squad, no funding, no nothing like that. And I was working away when I turned over pro, I was working away up Scotland, and got a phone call, do you want to turn pro? Yes. You're on the Newcastle show 7 weeks' time. Like, bloody hell, I'm so much overweight, this and that. So, turned pro, but didn't really have a goal, didn't really have a plan. Like fighting for a British title would have been good enough for me. You know, I've won one in record rounds, record time. And we're pushing on the door now, won't we? You know, like, we've had a few setbacks. But I've proved before, I'll keep pushing, and I'm going to show people and prove to people the level I should be at. And I think that I can win a world title.
Well, Lewis, I do appreciate your time. I'm going to let you go. I'm sure we'll catch you after the fight, but thank you as always for making time for Boxing Social.